Hey, on the Barrel Roll Newscast,
It's October 1st, 2016.
we talk N64 on the Xbox One.
Nintendo is releasing their Famicom Mini sometime soon.
A potential Portal movie.
And future Transformer movie information news.
And changes to the Battle.net you once knew.
Hey.
Hello, everybody.
Hi. Hi.
Yes,
It's October 1st.
it is October 1st.
I'm Tony.
I'm Nick.
Still.
Yes.
Yes.
As we are every week, except last week,
Well,
because Nick was slowly dying.
slowly. You were basically dead.
I was dead.
You were basically dead.
Yeah, it was
What are you
not-
talking about?
It was not nice.
Okay, so let's
Get into the news.
Yeah, let's get into this. N64
Yeah.
emulators are pretty popular.
They are.
People download them. There's lots of them, but I bet you probably never thought Xbox One could have an N64 emulator.
Well, I mean, it has the juice to do it.
Okay, so where this story came from is that whatever this developer was making an N64 emulator for Windows 10.
Yep.
And under Microsoft's new develop for every platform philosophy, Xbox One is, bundled into that everything. And so the developer made it for Windows 10, Windows Mobile, and Xbox One. You can download it. You can pay for it for, I don't know, they had it up for like a couple days. $10, and you can essentially play Super Mario 64 on an Xbox One, or if you purchased it within the first 2 days.
Right.
If you actually did purchase it, you have the license forever. So if you're out there, you have the power. They will never get updated ever. So it's
But it's not like the N64 really needs
no,
updating.
no. But
As long as they got that emulator perfect on the first
they
shot.
they did not get it perfect on the
wow.
first shot. So, and what typically happens with emulator software out there is developers make the emulator, people will start playing it and say, hey, this game doesn't work for it because of whatever
this little,
memory issue is. They'll patch it, they'll throw it out again, 3 other games will break. And so they just kind of go back and forth
Keep
until,
I don't know, I only play Super Nintendo stuff, so.
I don't. I tried a PS2 emulator once. That actually wasn't too bad.
Well.
But yeah, I know if you purchased it within the first couple days on Xbox One, you got it. It's still available for purchase on the Windows Store, on the Windows 10 home front, and on your phone for $10. But you just cannot purchase it on the Xbox One. What do you think about being able to play Mario and Star Fox and Mario Party on an Xbox One?
I don't know. I just find it funny that that's what people always seem to gravitate to is like, we're going to make this brand new console that can almost run like 4K graphic kind of things.
And here's Mario 64.
And I want some Mario 64 on there.
You bought what does an Xbox One cost now?
I don't
like
even
$400. I don't know. Price of a video card.
Yeah.
And you're playing older games. I mean, the novelty is there. The funniness is there. I guess.
Yeah.
The humor is that.
Well,
hey,
and we are able to do this.
yeah. It's super weird. But and you know what the worst part about it is when they purchased it on the store. When people purchased it on the store, it was being advertised with Mario 64 screenshots.
Of course it will, because if you're gonna, hey, our emulator works, it can play Mario 64.
And I mean, like, it's just the weirdest thing to see on a Microsoft platform.
Well, and the biggest piece I think is Microsoft technically really can't do much about it because emulators themselves aren't illegal.
No.
It's the ROMs that are.
It's the ROMs.
Yes.
And some of the later ones, if you try to do anything higher than, I want to say GameCube or higher,
Yeah.
it's the BIOS,
Which
is also illegal.
Which makes sense, yes.
Which is, like, N64 never really had that issue.
No.
Anything with cartridges basically never really had that issue.
Yep.
So GameCube, Dreamcast, PS2, you're technically emulation is not illegal.
Yep.
But getting those BIOSes are illegal as well as the game.
Right.
So, go if you have it. Good luck. Have fun.
Have fun with whatever games you can play.
I guess I also. But why would you pay for an emulator?
And that's my biggest piece.
Like,
my $10, I get $10. Well, $10 for an emulator.
Like I could find 30 other ones that are probably free.
Yeah.
And work just as well, if not better.
Better because you can get updates for them. The only advantage you have right now is you can play with your Xbox One controller,
which I can probably do if I hook up
to
an
my
Xbox One
computer.
controller to a computer. In fact, it's probably even easier because you're not running just the Xbox One hardware.
Correct.
But you're also using the hardware to emulate another hardware.
Correct.
And, as powerful as these consoles are, that's not exactly the easiest feat.
No.
Hardware emulating hardware.
Right.
It's like running an Android OS on an iOS.
On BlackBerry.
On a BlackBerry. You can do it if you want.
Yep.
You're not going to have the best experience.
No.
And so, again, on all those free emulators have been out for
Well, it can be
eons,
updated. It can.
and have been up for years
Yep.
and years and years.
Yeah, people have been working on that stuff for ages.
Like N64 emulation is perfect to have and with the free ones.
Yep.
So it's the novelty is there.
Still get the experience of that N64 controller.
I'm still looking for a USB N64
The
controller.
battering.
The awkward triple prong
Yeah.
looking thing.
That you never really went to the left side of.
I found a game that you actually do.
There was a couple.
There's Pokemon Stadium did it.
And, oh man, there was that little one where you were like a jester and it was a side-scrolling one.
Oh, Mischief Makers.
That's the one.
Oh, that was a great game.
Okay.
All right.
Famicom Mini.
While we're on Nintendo stuff.
Famicom Mini. And emulators, essentially.
Exactly, but real emulators.
This is, a legit one.
I'm sure if you crack open those the NES Mini as well as the...
It's just a Raspberry Pi with all of this stuff on it.
Well, not even just that. The ROMs are literally going to be labeled like .NES.
Yeah.
So, if you have been living under a rock, Nintendo is going to be releasing a NES Mini, I think November or something or other.
Yeah.
But in Japan, they never got they got the NES, but it was actually called the Famicom. And it looks like a little bit like that.
Yep.
Except not to scale.
Yeah, it was not a
It was not that size. I actually own one of those at home. Not this one. I wish I had this one. But their NES is a Famicom,
yeah.
And so they're releasing the Famicom in lieu of them not having the Western design. And I think they get a few more games too.
I believe they do, from what I understand.
I think they got 10 more games or something like that.
They got but they were
they
were Japanese exclusive.
And it doesn't surprise me either. Like, would it be weird if they released Doki Doki Panic on it and not Mario Brothers 2?
Right.
Like, they could.
Yeah.
They could, but Nintendo owns the rights to it, so they would just release Mario 2.
Right.
Which is still the best one, in my opinion. In my opinion, it's the best one. But
I know we were like my household was looking at the NES Mini as something. I think more just the controller was the big piece.
Yes.
For me.
And this one is the same thing too. Like the controller. I have those old red ones over there.
Yeah.
I have those ones. Oh man, they're great. They're the best. They're squishy, but they're not like terrible squishy.
Yep.
They're still a little clicky. And the first player control. I don't know. I tried to watch the trailer.
Oh yeah.
For it. I'm not sure if the one player controller has the speaker on it. Because one of the controllers has an actual legitimate audio speaker on it before any other controller had one, and it was the dumbest thing ever. I could never figure it out as a kid, and I feel like this won't have that,
probably not,
just for programming sake.
Yeah,
but if it did, it totally worth it.
When it comes to the NES Mini, I'm looking forward just so I can have that.
Oh, see, I grew up with that one.
I grew up. Well, technically, I grew up with that one because I had a Super Nintendo. I never had a regular Nintendo.
I never had a regular Nintendo except for that one, and we had bootleg NES.
Bootleg
Not
NES.
even NES, bootleg Famicom games with a disc drive.
Oh, the
Famicom,
disc drive.
We had the disc drive. I still have it. It's at home somewhere. I don't know what I'm going to do with it now. Probably save it for whatever.
Posterity reasons.
Yeah. If you're interested in it, you can definitely order it. I think it's actually sold out on Amazon.
Right now it is. And
But,
people are doing this whole thing and why doesn't Nintendo make enough stuff? It happened with Amiibos and now it's happening with these.
Well, you know, if you think about it, in Japan, they're not going to get the Western style NES.
Right.
And we didn't get the Famicom
Yeah.
style NES. And now
Tradesies.
well, you know what? That happened with Rob, if you remember that one.
Yeah, I
The
do,
Rob-
because
the
yeah,
Rob
they got the
amiibo.
Famicom Rob and we got the
great one.
yeah.
And then, like, 2 months later, we got the Famicom style Rob in its own separate packaging.
Yeah.
So I would not be surprised if this came out
Not if there's
next
enough.
year. Next year.
It could be.
Next year. Not this year. They don't want to detract or confuse people for that matter.
And we'll see how well that NES Mini sells.
The pre-orders are going strong, I guess.
So far from what
I
I've heard,
have
things
no
are
idea.
good. In my brain, though,
Although it's weird. I don't think these are wireless because you can see there's a cord for the controller. The Famicom
yes.
didn't have controller ports.
Oh.
The controllers were tied to the console. So I'm not sure what the stick is with the Famicom version. Like, do the people still have to sit next to the TV?
Probably.
The controller's like hardwired into the unit.
I don't know.
That's what I did as a
The
kid.
complaints coming out of even the NES one are hilarious, though. People, well, it's HDMI.
So
Well, they want it to be like the classic RGB cables. And
fun.
stuff. Like,
Getting that to work. I could barely get my N64 to work on my
this is what I mean.
HDTV.
Like, I'm sitting there going, you guys have the dumbest complaints sometimes. People have the dumbest complaints. Drives me nuts. It's like, it's HDMI. Well, yeah, because that's what plugs into TVs
It's also a standard. It's an audio video standard right now. Until they can figure out wireless video audio, we're gonna be sticking with it for at least
Yeah.
like 10, 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, new cables come out all the time. That's cool, but you got to stay with it. And if you're releasing a new console, it's got to be this.
And honestly, it's probably at this day and age, it's probably cheaper to make an HDMI cable than it is to make an RGB cable.
Yeah.
Like, it's such an outdated technology that all the manufacturing plants in in China are just pumping out HDMI cables,
Right.
Not RGBs anymore.
Next up,
Yeah.
we have movie news this week.
Oh, movie.
We
news.
didn't have movie news last
That's because
week.
nothing happened. It's
I know.
Like,
At least some stuff happened this week. We
TV
can talk
show
about
stuff
some
happened last. Anyways,
Portal movie.
so J.J. Abrams was on some red carpet event. I can't remember which one, but I didn't realize this was a thing personally.
I didn't know this was what people wanted.
I didn't know that there was plans for it. People kind of secretly wanted it, I guess, whatever. But J.J. Abrams has come out and said that he is, or not, whether he's producing it or directing it. A Portal movie is coming out. What is there to do in a Portal movie?
I don't know. I feel like, and on the post-credit show, we can talk about another video game movie because I watched a very specific video game movie yesterday that just came out on Blu-ray and DVD.
Oh, good.
It involves actually one of our other news things today.
Mm.
It's a pretty big franchise that they've turned into a video game movie.
Okay.
But I don't. This is one of those ones where I go, "What do you do?"
What story is in it? Honestly, Half-Life has more story than
Yes.
Portal. And I'm sure it's a little bit contrived now, even the Half-Life, stuff. But like, why is there a Portal movie? What need was there for a Portal movie? You don't need a Portal movie.
I don't know because I feel like a lot of the comedy is going to get lost.
Oh, it's totally going to get lost because a lot of it's in your face, directed at the player. And
like otherwise, if you're watching this as a movie and you're watching like, a person running through the laboratory with the portal gun and there's a bunch of robots and stuff making fun of the person on the screen.
Is it going to be like Hardcore Henry where it's all first person shot? I don't know. Like,
Does the protagonist speak? Because then they can talk back to the computer. Like, that makes a big difference.
It does.
The whole point, the best part about, like, GLaDOS being able to make fun of you is you have nothing to go back on. And you can't sit there and go, like, oh, yeah? Well, what?
And she just goes back like, oh, you're that mute.
Yeah. Like, they make fun of you for it. So what? Is your main character not going to talk?
That's going to be a really boring movie. Or a really short movie. Or both.
Or do you do like, or are they going to go with
the story behind the actor
lab,
signs.
so Cave Johnson and all that jazz?
If they do Cave Johnson, they need to get
J.K. Simmons
back for that role.
Yes.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts.
He's busy right now being James Gordon.
He filmed for like 2 days.
He's busy right now being James Gordon instead of who he should be, which is J. Jonah Jameson.
So confusing.
Just saying.
So confusing. That's a different rant.
That's a completely different discussion for another time. But Portal, that was my thing. I heard Portal.
I don't understand the need for it. Is the big takeaway is why do we need it? We don't.
No,
and here's the thing: the Half-Life movie or the Half-Life story universe ties into the Portal universe.
Yeah.
So does that mean we're gonna get a Half-Life movie now?
The Valve extended movie universe.
It's not coming out. It comes out before Half-Life 3.
And there'll never be trilogies.
No, it'll be just a sequel.
Yeah, you'll never see a third one.
And a spin-off TV miniseries.
Never a third one.
They can't count to 3.
That Team Fortress movie is going to be insane.
I'd rather watch a Team Fortress movie.
I think you could do a Team Fortress movie better than a Portal movie.
Oh yeah, and I can one up that. They can build a better Team Fortress movie with the in-game assets, with what they do with those shorts.
But even with actors, I think they could pull off a better, a live action.
Yeah, there's enough. They've built enough lore around the Team Fortress universe between the man.
There's enough characters. They speak. They There's so much going on.
And there's character between each
characters
of them. They've built backstories between all the character shorts.
Yep.
Everyone has their own unique personality.
Yeah, so to translate that into a movie, I think would
could be a little bit better.
Way better than Portal. That's like taking we're gonna make a Stanley Parable movie.
That's my life, though. It's already done.
So donate to our Patreon so we can afford a GoPro, and we'll just stick one on Tony.
I'm just gonna go to the right door all the time.
And you'll get a Stanley Parable movie. Because in my mind, it's the same thing. There's player choice involved. There's this involved. It's the puzzle aspect of Portal that makes it what it is. I don't want to watch a guy on screen going, what do I do here?
And I'll be honest, the first Portal game took me, an hour and a half to beat?
Sure.
Portal 2 took me not even much longer.
No.
Maybe a week.
But it's the experience of the whole thing.
It really is. All of it is the whole, the gravity, jumping through portal hoops and jumping through gaps. I don't know how that translates to...
And while you're walking...
consistently in a film.
And then while you're walking, people are talking. Everything is timed. They know when you step on this girder, they know how long it's going to take you to get to this other girder, so they can give you exposition while you're going. You're not going to watch a movie going as the character steps onto a thing and a computer starts making fun of them and all you're doing is watching them, walk. Mm-hmm. You're going to sit there going...
You kind of think, did this come from the success of the World of Warcraft movie? Did they...
We're going to talk about that.
Yeah, well, I'm not going to worry about it too much. But, obviously Blizzard is interested in making movies. But, it took them how long to get the Warcraft movie running?
I feel bad for the Warcraft movie at the same time as I don't feel bad for the Warcraft movie, because getting it into production was such a pain for them. Mm-hmm. Because... when they first started trying to get a Warcraft movie, no one wants to watch a movie with orcs and humans fighting. Mm-hmm. Then Lord of the Rings came out. Well, we've already got that movie. It's called Lord of the Rings. And then finally, they start getting it made by Legendary Pictures, and it just took forever.
Yeah, and where did Portal fit? Do you think that's because... we can totally make movies based off our game franchises like everyone else is doing? Is this Blizzard's way of getting into...
Well, but this is Valve. Blizzard's been trying to make a movie for 10 years, and they have books and Warcraft 1, 2, 3...
Valve is much better served with their, comics, their novels,
yes.
All the web comics that they put out, even the shorts. I think that's their best bet.
I think so. And
they're not really getting that much money from HTC Vive sales. Let's not kid yourself. They're not. They're probably not even on that yet. So do they have the funds to throw at a Portal movie?
And it might not be them. Like, all they have, they just sell the rights, and all of a sudden someone else is making the movie.
I guess so.
Not everybody wants creative control like all these, some of these other companies do. I just don't know how you pull off a Portal movie.
I'd rather just play Portal 1 and 2 back to back.
Yeah. Like, let me sit in the theater and, you know what, heck, I'll watch someone play.
Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe that's all it is they just send people out to all the theaters, and you just watch someone...
The actor is legitimately like, oh, I'm going to fail here, ha ha ha.
Yeah, ha ha ha, watch me go.
No.
No? I don't know.
Not interesting at all. Okay.
All right, more movies.
Beating that dead horse to death. Another dead horse to death.
It's worth talking about.
Transformers is still making another movie because, they're the world's greatest toy commercials.
Mm-hmm.
And so reports are coming in from the set of what it is that they want to put in the movie.
Excellent. What do they want to put in the movie?
They want to put knights.
Well,
they're putting in,
That's because it's called
knights.
Transformers: The Last Knight.
Right. That makes sense. Merlin as the Transformer whatever. And Nazis.
Well, you know what? At this point,
if you're this deep in,
just go.
Just do something.
Just jump.
Nazis are back. It's cool to
put them in your movies again.
It's not too. It's it'll tide over the whole ISIS dumb bullcrap.
Well,
but yeah, no, Nazis and knights and a Merlin is reportedly in the next Transformers movie. And you mentioned that Michael Bay really...
No, he's back.
Is he doing...
The film is directed by Michael Bay.
I kind of...
with Mark Wahlberg and Stanley Tucci reprising their roles from Age of Extinction.
Knew about Mark Wahlberg.
Yep.
But you know what? As much as it is to hate and rap about Michael Bay making these Transformers movies, if he's going this far in...
Yeah, we might give him actual decent flick.
Or just something really dumb, and that's just worth watching because it's just dumb.
This will be his last Transformers movie.
That's what everybody says.
Well, except the interview I heard from him is he's just tired of everybody yelling at him for making these films. So, this is his last one because he's just done with everybody because people have to stop making fun of him. And...
Well, when you take a scene from your other movie and implant it right into a Transformers movie and replace the action piece with just a giant Transformer...
Yeah.
People are going to be like, did you... What?
Right. Oh, and that's where the big controversy is coming from. I did read this, yes. They're using Sir Winston Churchill's house as the Nazi base.
Oh, good. Even better. Let's just spit on history.
And that's just the filming location, because it's a big manor. So they're going to, CGI it up and make it...
Let's just spit on a war hero.
It's not like he was involved or anything.
He just... I don't get it. Why is Nazis in a Transformers movie? Honestly, I would be less surprised if they made a G.I. Joe movie.
Sure.
And then had Nazis come in, and it's like Nazis versus Cobra, and then make it an Aliens versus Predator.
Sure.
G.I. Joe loses anyways.
Yeah.
Make that a movie.
Nazis make sense in a lot of movies, because don't get me wrong, we've used them forever in movies.
Yeah.
They make sense, but in a Transformers flick? Unless they're going for, the Hydra operating,
No, it's Nazis.
And Merlin.
And Merlin. Nazis.
Well, Merlin's involved, and if Merlin's involved, then time travel's involved, so...
Time travel in a Transformers movie. Legit.
They didn't know where else to go.
I don't. They just, at this point, they just make a G.I. Joe Transformers movie. Just pull that Band-Aid off.
Even that would be better.
Just pull that Band-Aid off and just, that's what everybody wants. That's what everybody remembers as a kid.
Take all those, action figures that you had as a kid and go, what can we... And then throw the Ninja Turtles in right at the end for your...
and then it's like, okay, so they've totally done the comics already. They've done some cartoons with them together.
Yep.
Just make it G.I. Joes and Transformers.
Oh, what else was there that Transformers mixed up with? They've done a few crossovers in the comics.
But, arguably, G.I. Joe is the biggest...
Sure.
The biggest one, the most recognizable one.
Would be, and they fit together.
And we all know G.I. Joe movies are going nowhere.
Yeah.
What was the last one? Rise of Cobra?
I think
no, that was the first one.
Was that the first? I don't know.
I don't know anymore. I watched all of them.
Yeah, I watched both of them.
Nothing stuck in my mind.
No, there were some cool action sequences. And
they killed off...
spoilers.
In the first 5 minutes.
Now you can talk.
I don't remember his name.
Oh.
Now that they killed off the main character.
Yes.
And
Channing Tatum.
Yeah, that's Channing Tatum's character in the first 5 minutes. I'm like, why would you? Anyways, that's Transformers.
Because he had to go film a Battleship movie.
Oh, we really need to watch that. I need to try and watch that at some point.
I think it's on Netflix.
It is on Netflix. It just
here in Canada.
I keep scrolling past it to watch other
things.
Real movies.
You got Luke Cage to watch now, so
yeah,
you know, I'd watch.
I'm
Luke
going
Cage
to
over.
I'd watch many things over Battleship.
Films.
Okay.
Battleship the film. Are we gonna? Yeah, I can.
Let's move on to our final.
I'm breaking things.
Don't break things. Final piece of news.
So this one came out online
a couple days ago,
and Battle.net, that we have all been using to play Blizzard games for the last 20 years.
All the years. Since StarCraft 1.
Because
basically.
StarCraft 1 came out, used Battle.net, and then they went back and added it to Warcraft 2, because Warcraft 2 Battle.net Edition was the other one. So for like 20 years we have been using Battle.net. Battle.net is going to be no more. They are changing it to... They are amalgamating it into everything else by changing it into now BlizzardNet.
But that's not to change... They're just changing the name.
Just the name.
So the Battle.net... whatever makes it run in the background.
Yes, all that's
still there. So you can still play your Overwatch, Hearthstone, whatever.
But so they announced this and I went, my biggest thing was, why?
I feel like it was a marketing thing.
I think this was one of those Activision touches where they come in going, your brands are all over the place. Smoosh them into one, and it's like...
It wasn't all over the place anyways.
It wasn't, and that was my biggest thing is I'm going... Everybody knows Battle.net. It's not like they just came out with Battle.net and someone went, that was kind of dumb of you to name it Battle.net when all of your other stuff is, the Blizzard portal and the this and the that and Blizzard this and Blizzard that. Why did you call this one Battle.net? You've had Battle.net for 20 years.
And everything ran through it from Blizzard.
Everything goes through Battle.net.
So, honestly, it wasn't confusing me. I feel like Activision Vivendi had something to do with it. You're right. Marketing-wise, they're probably getting ready for some announcement at BlizzCon because that's coming up next week or something like that.
So I feel like it has something to do with that. But the best part is the internet's pretty much like, we're ignoring this news.
And we're still going to call it
we're just going to call it Battle.net.
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 Yeah. I feel like you can still type in Battle.net and still go to...
And you will, because Blizzard's not going to get rid of the URL.
No, that's expensive.
Woo!
To the person who picks that up if they let it go.
But that's what I mean. Like, you'll still type in Battle.net, it'll just now take you to the Blizzard net.
BlizzardNet. Hold on. BlizzardNet. Fact-checking. Battle.net. It is...
Still Battle.net.
Yeah, so we're still safe.
We're okay
for now.
But that's one of those things. It's not huge news. It's not going to break the internet.
No.
It's just one of those, I don't know why they're doing it. It's existed. That's like if Disney was like, you know what? Our brand just isn't, mixing. We're just going to call it Mickey Mouse something or other.
And you know what? When Square merged with Enix, that made sense because they made that change right
that was right away. And they merged their two names
together, right?
Yeah.
And Activision, it's going to be called Activision.net.
Yeah.
Although if it was...
Well, then everybody would stop.
I would stop playing Overwatch.
Yeah, everybody would stop playing all those games.
But Battle.net still works. It just won't be called Battle.net.
Yeah, it's just a name change. It's just a stupid name change.
It's a strange name change.
That makes no sense because...
No, BlizzardNet.
It's Battle.net. We've all known it's Battle.net forever. Mm-hmm. So... Yeah, but till right now, it's still Battle.net. So take a screenshot or something if you want that for prosperity.
My Overwatch just loads from the desktop. I barely look at the Battle.net, to be quite honest.
I am always in the launcher because I have all of those games. every game in that launcher. And if Blizzard would come out with a revamped Warcraft 2 and Warcraft 3, they would have me forever.
I feel like that's what they're going to announce
I
at BlizzCon. Apart from, Overwatch stuff.
apart from
Really looking toward more that secret character that they're announcing, or,
yeah.
whatever that is. They're really good at their viral marketing. Maybe this is just viral marketing for something.
Who knows? Who knows what they're doing?
Mm.
It is uh-oh.
Oh.
Ooh.
No, that's fine.
I know.
That's fine.
It is confusing. But yeah.
That's it for now.
That's kind of the news for today, so.
But we're clocking in a good half hour, so.
That's usually, I think that's nice.
That's
talk about the news for half an hour.
That's a comfortable bit.
And we're going to talk some more.
All right.
In our post-credit show, because look, if I press this button, next up is going to be the post-credit show. They don't see that yet.
They don't see that. There we go.
There.
You gotta hit the.
I know, there's two screens now.
You gotta hit the go button.
Oh no.
So.
I will not go.
But
so if you'd like to see more of this,
yes.
What we do, Patreon, we are at patreon.com/BRNN.
Give us $1. Give us $5.
Give us a cent.
Whatever. Well.
We don't use them up in Canada anymore, but if enough people give us a penny.
I don't know what I would do with that many pennies. Also, I don't know
stack them up on the table.
That would be great. Be like market crashers. So, all right. So if you're leaving us now, thanks for
watching.
Thanks for being here. Comment, subscribe, like, whatever social media things that we're doing. Just do all of it.
I think we're still on Google Plus, so like if you really want to,
give us a +1. I don't know what social media, whatever social media works for you.
Yeah.
Just do it there. Comment, subscribe, like Facebook.
Oh, and if you're listening to us, thanks for listening, because we are on iTunes and Google Play Music.
Google Play Music.
So you can subscribe to us on both of those too if you want to have a listen on there.
Hear us through your ears, our ears.
You can listen to us in the car,
in the shower. If you have a new iPhone,
yeah.
You can legitimately urinate on an iPhone now and not have to worry about it breaking.
Just don't take a screwdriver to it, because that's the new on life. Pro tip.
Yes, don't. That's a bad idea. You're not going to get a headphone jack. In fact, you're...
Did you know there's one hiding?
Yes.
There's not.
Do it.
Bye, everybody.